Am I wrong? I'm super creeped out by a man I went on a date with. I, 30 female, was talking to a guy, 30 male, that I met on Tinder a month or so ago. I've been on these dating apps off and on for a couple months, and wow, it's rough out there. I was about ready to delete them all when I matched with this guy. We hit it off super well. He was thoughtful, funny, and could genuinely hold a conversation. After a couple days of talking off and on, we moved to Snapchat. I only use Snap to verify someone is real and to avoid giving my number out, as this story will explain exactly why not to do that, lol. We talked throughout most of the following week and a half. I really liked him. So when he asked to see me on that upcoming Friday, last week, I was very excited. I'm a single mom and have a pretty high-level job, so I'm left making decisions all day, every day. And he knew that, so he suggested that he would love to plan the whole date for us. He seriously sends an itinerary, lol. He bought us seats at a blacklight painting class and then to an arcade bar when we were done. Even suggested to wear comfy shoes since we were going to be standing most of the night. It was so thoughtful and I was honestly pretty impressed. We meet in the painting class parking lot. The class was so much fun. When we were done, he even asked if someone could take our picture holding the painting so we could look back on it. At the time, I thought it was pretty romantic. As we were leaving, he asks if I wanted to have him drive us to the bar. I agreed. I was really looking forward to it. The night continued to be so much fun. I kicked his ass in pool and ping pong. And after we got tired, we decided to stop next door to this cute martini bar to end the night. While we were there, it somehow was brought up that he would never approach a woman in the bar. He asked if I would, and I said yes. I have in the past. Ha ha ha. So flirting, he asked to show him how I'd do it. So having a ton of fun, I got out of my chair and started role-playing LOL. I came up and said, "Hey, my friend over there thinks you're super cute," pointing to across the bar. Then I literally make a sprint for it and run to a chair across the room. Then wave LOL. At that point, we were both laughing so hard. I came over and asked for his number, since at that point I only had his Snapchat. A little bit later, he gets a phone call and steps out. I thought nothing of it. It was loud in there. But then maybe 10 minutes later, he calls me, saying I need to come outside. So as I go outside, I notice he is all the way down the street. It was odd. I walk down there to meet him and he says, "My friend just called, she's having issues with her boyfriend and wants me to come stay with her." At that point, my balloon popped, lol. I somewhat understood, I have guy friends. But it was weird and I resigned it to the date being over. I said, "Okay, well let's just go then." It was late anyways. He says no, because he told her that he can't just leave me. I took that as, he wants to go but feels like he can't. So I insisted, "No, please take me back to my car, it's okay." Because okay, even if that were true and he didn't want to go, why would he have me close the tab and walk down the whole street to just tell me that? He didn't have to bring up the call at all. He said he didn't want to, but would, because I asked. So this is where it gets scary. The drive home was weird and silent. Once we get to my car, the parking lot was empty. It's dark. It's maybe 12 a.m. I get out of the car and so does he. I hug him bye, but then he just doesn't let go of me. He tells me that I don't have to go. I say, yes, I'm leaving, and try to kindly push him off me, but he doesn't budge. So then I very directly say, "Let me go." He lets go immediately and holds his hands up like I'm being crazy. I walk around to my driver's side door, but he follows me. He stands between me and the car. He asks if he can have another chance and tried to hug me again. I step backwards, avoiding it. He then suggests that we can still have sex if I wanted to. I said no. So then he said, "Can I at least get a goodbye kiss?" I said no again. But then he kept asking, "Please? Come on." So then I did, thinking he'd let me just go home if I did. He opens my car door for me and I get in, but he just holds the door open, standing there like the actual man emoji, saying nothing. I say, "What? Please shut my door." And he asks if he can have another chance. I honestly felt like he wouldn't shut my door until I agreed to it. So I did. Then he says, "Call me when you get home." I say, "I'll text you." He said no. "You're going to call me." Then shuts my door. But then he just stands there, blocking my car. So I hesitantly roll my window down and tell him to move. He asks again if I'll really give him a second chance. As I'm slowly driving away, trying not to hit him, I yell, "Sure." To that, he comes back up to my car, making me hit my brakes, and puts his hands on my windowsill, rolled down window, and says, "Okay, call me when you get home." I say, "Okay." I drive off immediately and start crying. I was so overwhelmed. I don't text him or call. But maybe 20 minutes later, he calls me on Snap over and over. I turn my phone off. I figured I just needed some sleep and maybe I was overthinking things. I did have a couple drinks. The next morning, I get a long snap from him saying how impressed he was by me and he's so sorry about that phone call. She's just a friend, and that he wants another chance. I respond, calling him out on his behavior and that he's apologized for the wrong thing and that he terrified me. At that point, he video called me again on Snap. I could see that he was at a grocery store, if that even matters, LOL. I blocked him. Then he called me on his cell phone. I blocked that. I continued to block him on everything, even if we didn't follow each other. On Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Tinder, Hinge. Maybe an hour later, I get a text from a random unsaved number with an enormous message from him. Starting it as, "I realize you've blocked me. I'm not trying to intrude or stalk you in any way, but..." And then profusely apologize for the way he made me feel and that he won't ever reach out again without consent. I blocked that number. I didn't respond. If I had to guess, that was from his work phone that I had seen in his car. When I was getting out at the bar, I said, "Oh, you forgot your phone." He said, "Oh no, that's just my work phone." A week goes by hearing nothing, but then I get a message from Social Flowers. I was confused. I never heard of it before, but I guess it's flowers you can send anonymously. With a super cringy message, my birthday was in a couple days. Pre-birthday wishes, like petals kissed by dawn. They carry a tender wish, unfolding sweetness to wrap your heart in light and warmth, a quiet gift to brighten your soul's garden. These flowers hold my wish to mend any missteps, each petal a quiet regret and hope to make it right. You left a lovely impression. I'd love another chance. Then he signed his IG handle instead of his name? UTF? I declined the flowers. After a couple days, I hadn't received anything, so thought maybe it was over. But then while I was at work, I get a notification on Snapchat that blocked user has created a new account. This was the random number he texted me from, assuming his work phone. I had saved it under his name and blocked just in case. I'm glad I did. I immediately blocked his new Snapchat, scared that he would try to add me or reach out again. I'm so confused because my friends are laughing it off as, if he wanted to, he would, type of jokes. But I'm genuinely creeped out. I've bought pepper spray and am constantly looking around for him when I'm in public. Am I wrong? What do I even do? I feel like something should be reported? IDK to who or for what? But this does not seem normal. Update 1. I'm so glad I posted this because I genuinely see how serious it really is now. I haven't dated much, so this opened my eyes quite a bit. As for a few of the comments, I want to elaborate on a few things. I did report him to Tinder. We were out for about 6 hours. I had a drink while painting, then a drink at the martini bar. I was not intoxicated. I realize any amount of alcohol in driving is unsafe, but I was willing to take that chance in order to get away from him as quickly as I could. Hell, I even kissed him. It is not something I would have done in any other circumstance. I have alerted my manager, since he knows where I work, and it doesn't make sense to me either, why he would do this. I was confident he was such a good guy until we left. It was like his personality completely flipped, which left me confused and doubting myself. Since he seemed so genuine and sweet for weeks that I was actually going crazy trying to justify how he ended it, like maybe it really was just a misunderstanding. I realize now it wasn't LOL, and I'm so glad it happened on the first night. I can't imagine how things would have gone if our relationship progressed and he got my address. Because I really would have looked past that phone call. Lastly, for those of you asking, this is what he sent me from his work phone after I called him out and blocked him. I understand that you've blocked me on everything, and I completely respect your need to cut me off. I'm not trying to intrude or stalk you in any way, ISTG. But this text is just to express how deeply sorry I am for what happened. I had no idea you felt scared or mistreated. and learning how my actions affected you has shaken me to my core. I was at Walmart at the time I read your text, and I was stunned. The Walmart employee came over to ask if I was even all right. I stood there 5 minutes in shock, unable to move. There was clearly a miscommunication on my part, and I take full responsibility for that. When I stood there by your car as you were leaving, I thought it was a normal gesture to ensure you drove off safely, something I've always done out of care, to make sure the woman leaves before I leave. But I see now how it came across differently, and I'm heartbroken that I made you feel trapped or held hostage in any way. You had every right to feel the way you did, and I'm so sorry for not recognizing your discomfort in the moment. It was never my intention to pressure you or make you feel unsafe. I swear on my mama and God above, that's the truth. For the past several weeks we've spoken, I've tried to be so respectful and kind, always seeing you in the best beautiful light. You're truly the most beautiful woman I've met, inside and out. I wasn't raised to act with bad manners or ill intent, and knowing I made you feel otherwise has left me shattered, changed. I deeply regret failing your honor and your boundaries and making you feel anything less than safe and respected. I don't expect a reply, and I want you to know I won't ever contact you again unless you choose to reach out first. I respect your decision completely. I just needed to share this to clear my conscience and let you know how sincerely sorry I am. I'm committed to learning from this and ensuring it never happens again. I wish you nothing but peace and safety moving forward. My deepest apologies once again. It is my hope to make it right by you. Seems like a genuine message at first, but considering what he did after he sent it makes me think he's just a really good talker. Probably how he got me to trust him so quickly. And honestly, this was somewhat of the reason why I felt like I was overreacting. Anyways, for those of you that read all of this, thank you. It feels good to have support. I'm planning on reporting it to the police, and if anything else happens, I will file an order for protection. If anything else comes of it, I'll try to update. Update 2. For those of you who saw my last post, I thought I'd give another update. It got worse. I was supposed to go out the other night with a friend, M, to the clubs downtown, relatively around the same area we went in that date. And luckily I had other plans so couldn't go. The next morning I wake up to phone calls from that friend that went out, telling me to call him as soon as I got up. He proceeds to tell me that him and his friend were at a bar when he gets tapped on the shoulder. He turns around and it's the guy I went on a date with. He apparently was going around asking people if they knew me. Mind you, this man does not live in this city. He lives about an hour north of where I am. My friend, not realizing who it was at the time, said he knew me. The stalker proceeds to ask him where he can find me or if he knew how he could contact me. Obviously, all of his alarms going off, my friend said he didn't know me well enough to have any of my information, but asked him why. The stalker says, "Last time we talked, we had a miscommunication, and I just need to clear things up. I just want to talk, man. I just want to talk to her." My friend quickly shuts it down, says he won't be much help, but that if I wanted to talk to him, he's sure I would have reached out. Left it at that. He took pictures of him and the friend he was with. I immediately called the police, only to find out my neighbor, I live in a duplex, so we share the same house, said that last night someone was ringing our doorbell at 1 a.m. My dad came over and installed Ring doorbell cameras. The police are patrolling my street. They said I have enough to press charges of harassment and stalking. Thank you for everyone that responded to my last post. Without most of those comments, I'm not sure I would have realized how serious this was. Since then, my friends have apologized and are fully supportive. One of them is sleeping with me tonight. Final update. Hi everyone, so I don't use Reddit often, so I'm not too sure how to post an update. Hopefully this works. Haha. But to give a final update on my last couple posts, this is how it ended. I'm still shocked and trying to wrap my head around it. I had originally left out a part in my first post. It was already so insanely long, and it didn't seem relevant at the time. I kept out the part where I ran into an acquaintance during the first date. I had met this guy one other time, let's call him Corey. And he was with a girl, let's call her Megan. I met Corey several weeks prior at a bar. He was a part of the friend group I was with and just took him as the typical super fun gay guy in the group. Since that day, he had been hitting me up almost weekly asking me to hang out. I don't go out often, so that combined with being a bit weirded out on his persistence, I never met up with him. Fast forward to the day I had the date. He reached out again, asking if we could go to the bars, but I said that I was going on a date and would not be available. He asked where we planned to be, and I told him, not thinking he'd actually show up. Later that night, he shows up to the martini bar we were in. He introduces me to Megan, but then for some reason, they both sit down next to us. That's when my date got the phone call. So while he was outside, I was with these two people. But where it gets strange is Corey was the one I was supposed to meet with that one night but didn't go. He was the one that called me to tell me that the stalker had been going around asking people if they knew me. But then Megan comes into the picture. Apparently, when they ran into the stalker downtown, the stalker was with a guy that Megan would hook up with, according to her, but didn't know well. After that night, she all of a sudden started sending me messages letting me know how brave I am, that she's so sorry this is happening, this is so crazy, blah, 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 and then sending screenshots of her friend asking about me. She even sent screenshots of him asking her to set me up so the stalker could come talk to me. But she insisted she trusted this friend. It felt off. Something was weird. At one point, she did ask me to come hang out with her and Corey, but she would say they'd keep me safe and nothing would happen. Let's just have a fun night to get our mind off of it. At first, a part of me was thankful I had them looking out and sending me these warnings, or having insight. But then all of a sudden, like a switch flipped, I had this super weird gut feeling that they were involved somehow. IDK. But it was like my reality shifted. I realized every single thing that had to do with this stalker looped directly back to them. They were involved in every moment. I was going crazy trying to figure out if it was coincidental. But I never ended up hanging out with either Corey or Megan, despite their continued persistence. I eventually called the police and filed a report. They found him and told him if he reaches out ever again to me or any of my friends to find me, he'd be arrested and served a restraining order. From that day, I literally never heard from him, Corey, or Megan again. A few family members think they were just mixed in and were innocent, but my friends think it was more sinister. With all that said, I'm okay. I'm safe. And a hell of a lot more careful when it comes to dating or meeting new people, which I don't plan on doing again anytime soon. I appreciate the support from all of you. You really seemed to care. The world needs more people like you. What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments, follow and like for more stories.